All right, let's talk about Spyderco a little bit today. And Spyderco is near and dear to my heart. But today we're talking about the Paysan tie. Paysan. I'm not sure how you pronounce it, but here is the specifics about it if you really care. The Paysan tie. Here's the part number. And this is made in their Taichung, Taiwan facility. Spyderco means a lot to me because it's really where I started. This was one of the first knives. I mean, my very first knife was probably a buck 110 back in Boy Scouts. But then when I bought my own first knife, really, it was the police model. Not this exact one, but this exact model. An early model. First year they came out, I bought them back in like 87. 1987. Yes, I'm aging myself. Where it was just tip down, right-handed or left-handed. You bought it right or left, was not interchangeable. I used the hell out of it. I did get the fully serrated because I thought it was super cool. And I wore that thing down so much. Spyderco sharpened it so many times. They sent me a brand new one at some point. The one that had like the dent, the little detent in the lock bar and whatnot. So ultimately that one got sold. And then I bought this one at eBay. I need to still figure out because 2 of the screws are broken off in there. So at some point I would like to get that fixed. And now that we're a minute and a half into the video, let's talk about the knife that we actually are here to talk about. This was loaned into me from Aussie Mike. I love a lot of things about this. There's a couple things I don't love. One of which we'll just talk about right out of the gate is it has lock stick. And it does have a steel lock bar insert. So really you shouldn't have lock stick. However, I think it's a geometry problem. As I looked online, it's just a known issue with this knife. Okay, whatever. What are you going to do? What's super cool about it and what's something that fascinates me is that it's an integral or an integral, however you say it, whatever. This is just a solid block of titanium that was completely machined out. So it's machined out for the blade, the hole, cut and notched for the lock bar, drilled through for the pivot, and somehow, with the magic of machining, they machine out a pocket on the inside for that steel lock bar. I don't know. I'm sure you machinist folks are kind of chuckling because it's not a big deal. But hey, to me, the layman guy, I think it's pretty cool. And it's one of those things that's just like, not mind-blowing necessarily, but it is a thing for me. I think it's super cool. I really love the blade shape. It's a little odd looking maybe to some. And it's got some gunk on the blade from my fingers because it is a semi-polished, stone-washed finish. So it does pick up some fingerprints. You can see there it is CPM S90V, which is a super great steel. I've been super happy with some knives that I have in that steel. It is a stonewashed, tumbled titanium scales, which will still show and pick up a few little snail trails, we like to call them. I don't know if I love the pocket clip. It works okay in the pocket. I don't know that it's the best clip for this knife. And to me, just size-wise and color-wise and whatnot, I think it just doesn't really matter. I don't know. I don't love the clip on this one, and I usually have no problem with Spyderco clips, so I don't know. Don't love it. But it's a cool knife for sure. So let's give you some specs. It's just a hair over 4 3/4. And it's about 8 11/16. 3.8 inch blade, 3.6 inch cutting edge, 0.023 behind the edge, 0.156 blade thickness, 4.8 ounces. So just a little bit lighter than your typical D-cell battery, which comes in at 5 ounces. Runs on phosphor bronze washers. It is a Peter Rizzenti design, which I think is super cool. Well-known knife designer throughout and he's done other collaborations with Spyderco along the year, along the years, throughout the years. Yeah. So there is this, that lock stick is almost every time. It doesn't matter if you open it lightly or you fly it open. It just doesn't matter. There's going to be stick no matter what you do with this thing. And it's rather annoying to me. But it runs great. The handle seems almost maybe a little bit small to me. I think the look is okay. It almost looks a little bit misproportioned in my eyes, but not really. Just looks slightly. But in the hand, it does work. I like a little bit bigger grip. I have bigger hands. So for me, the grip on the handle is a little small. Fortunately, it's not my knife. I get to send this down to Australia here shortly. But I do get to enjoy it while it's here. So I have thoroughly enjoyed it. So let me give you a couple of quick size comparisons. I do love the blade shape. It's super great for cutting and you get a lot of leverage there. Here it is with the Sharpie. How about the Spyderco Delica? Since I brought out the police model, let's give you a quick look at that. The police model is just massive. It's super thin, super big in the hand. I did so much work with this thing. I used this in the construction field and yeah, did a lot of work with that over the years. I carried that daily for, probably 5 years and cut drywall, cut wire. I did everything with that knife. I didn't know anything about knives back then. I was a young kid-ish. And like I said, I used it so much, Spyderco couldn't sharpen it anymore. The blade had gone from here to here. And so they sent me a brand new one. So yeah, I am super big fan of Spyderco. And there you go. So I have a Spyderco playlist over here on the side. Go check it out. I would greatly appreciate it. And have a fantastic day.